Today is September 20th, 2012, and having been employed this summer, we haven't done a whole lot of Martin Garden video updates, so we're kind of hitting you here at the end. But as you see waving there in the wind is a wheelbarrow full of the squash remnants that I've just picked up. And this is our squash harvest for the year. We've got our acorn squash here, one little butternut, and galena. Now, the best part about the squash this year, even though it doesn't seem like that's a lot, they're free. My first experiment last year with saving seeds, I rinsed off the acorn and galena and butternut seeds that I got from the squash. The butternut the Clarks gave us, and so I saved the seed from that. The galenas Mom gave us, and the acorns, I forget where I got those from. Anyway, so scraped out the seeds, rinsed them off, dried them out, and put them in glass jars over the winter, and so this is what we yielded. So the only thing it cost us was Joe's labor and the electricity for running the pump for water. So yes, it's a small harvest, and it seems like our acorns are really pretty small. They're, you know, not very big at all. I think, barring this odd-shaped one, this is probably the biggest one that we got. So anyway, that's actually okay because Joe and I aren't big squash eaters. And then the galenas are huge. Ow! Whoops! Anyway, the galenas are huge, so I'm going to have to figure out a way to preserve them and get the spline out of my finger. Anyway, I'm going to have to figure out a way to preserve them because those are big and we aren't going to be able to eat the whole thing. So that will be an experiment. Probably end up in the freezer. We'll see. And I don't know how good the butternut's going to do because he's tiny. He's got the butternut color coming there. So that experiment, I don't know. We may have to plant them somewhere different for next year. But as you know, the Martins are always experimenting here and there. So let's update you on the rest of the garden. The corn did lousy this year. So we got, I think I got a dozen quarts, half quarts actually, because they end up being flat, worth of corn. The ears were half the size they were last year, very sparse. So this year we're going to plant soybeans, or next year we're going to plant soybeans, and we're going to give some nutrient back to the place where we normally put the corn. So the squash was located here at the end, inside the corn, and then on the other end inside the corn. We've already taken out the broccoli. We've got maybe 6 to 10 gallons of broccoli harvested, so we didn't get a lot of broccoli. Again, part of that problem was that I was working, so I wasn't out here every day cutting the broccoli like I did the year before. So this is all Brussels sprouts, and this year they did great because they grew straight. They didn't grow all bendy, although I'm not sure what all of that stuff is. That might have been from the broccoli that we let go. Not sure, but there are little Brussels sprouts in there, and these go through November. So we're going to continue to let them go through November. You can see the grass is all real tall right here from where I picked all the squash out. This year we are replenishing the earth with green manure. This year we are using buckwheat, and so you can see some of the older buckwheat, these taller stalks, and there's even peas in there. When Joe pulled all of the peas, he threw them in and tilled them under, and like there's a pea right in his area and one right there. So funny enough, there's actually peas in there. We might, who knows, if they blossom and we get a pea, we might do a stir fry with those. Our green peppers, probably going to get ready to harvest those here soon. They turn a lovely reddish color, and we bring them in and they'll go all the way red. So, and the flavor is intense. It's so yummy. So we still have quite a few peppers out here. I have so far preserved 32 stuffed peppers. I ran out of stuffing, so I ended up just freezing 4 peppers whole. so that I can stuff them at a later date if I choose to do so. And the best thing about the stuffed peppers is an hour in the oven at 350, covered with tin foil, just in a pan with a little bit of cooking spray or oil on the pan so they don't stick. Just an hour at 350 and they are ready to go. I try to get the temp up to 140, between 140 and 160, to make sure that the stuffing is good and ready. And I will probably post the recipe. I did two different recipes this year. I did one, just a regular recipe. I usually do half hamburger, half regular sausage. This year, though, I did the same recipe, but I added some cumin and paprika. So they're almost like a chili mix in there. So those tasted really, really good. But we've got California Wonder in here and Big Bertha, I think. But the California Wonders did the best. So anyway, and then again, here's more buckwheat. This is where we had green beans, wax beans, and peas. We had just one strip of buckwheat this summer, and as soon as that grew up tall, he threw that into one of the areas we had cleaned. This area over here is the potatoes. We took those out earlier. Anyway, so buckwheat adds nitrogen back into the soil. Joe's been researching clover and there's one other one. So I think we're going to try clover next year as well. And there's our lovely mound squash. And you can see the peppers. This year Joe turned the sprinkler, so it's going north and south this year instead of east and west. And the reason he did that was it actually, the way he's got it positioned, it covers the entire garden and hits part of the corn, and then all he had to do is spray the broccoli on the other end of corn. Cabbage was in this bed this year and it did really well, so this will probably remain cabbage next year. There's our little Kimba tree. Happy, happy, happy. Let's look at her from this angle. Oh, pretty girl. She had some lovely new growth this year. It was just lovely. And I remember the little wisps of hair that Kimba had that would fall over her eyes. It was so cute. The blueberries did fantastic. And this one had some really tall suckers, tall ones. So Joe trimmed those off already, I see. And we'll probably have a lot of blueberries next year. We got probably a couple handfuls. There's the Leo talking to me. Hi, are you talking? Tell me. Well, hi, baby. Yeah? Tell me more. Hi. What doing? What doing? I love you. I love you. Good boy. Hello, the Max. What doing, Max? Yeah? Yeah? Good boy. Yes, you are. So there's the Leo and the Max, our garden guards. Yeah. Oh, big yawn. George, our frog, usually lives in here. I don't see one right now. But anyway, okay, so green manure this year. And then Joe's chili peppers. First year he's tried chili peppers, and they have done fantastic. We come out as soon as they're about that red color and grab them. And he's been dehydrating them, and he's got a container full of them already. So I think by the end of the harvest, he's going to have at least 2 containers full. And what's exciting is, even though it's September 20th, he's still got blossoms. So we'll probably end up tenting it and just try to get peppers as long as we can. Okay, so this is the main part of the garden. Nothing exciting at the other one. The grapevines are doing good, and I think he's going to be planting the garlic this weekend, so perhaps I will do an addendum with that side of the garden. So apologies to everyone for not giving you updates every month like we usually do, but hopefully that will change in the future. So have a lovely day. This is Marty signing off from Johannesburg, Michigan. Have a lovely fall. Bye now.